Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mosk Podcast Show for our 8th episode. Vincenzo is back with us today. We'll talk more about sports, New York sports, anything else going on. So, we got a lot to talk about today. We'll see if we get through it all, but stay with us as we go through this sort of journey today, as we have a lot of sports going on and a lot to cover. So, Vincenzo, how you doing this morning?
I'm all right. I mean, it's always a little too early for me, but I'm here. I'm excited to be back on.
It's a little early for me too. We'll try to get through this as best as we can. I got my Iona gear rocking today,
Nice.
so I don't know. I'm feeling all right, but a little tired myself. Um, but we're gonna start with March Madness since that's a heavy topic right now. We're in our top four now, Elite Four.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Women's was determined yesterday. Men's was determined a few days ago. For the men's, we got UConn dominating the other day. Gonzaga, I think it was, number two versus number three, or three versus UConn was four, right?
Mm-hmm.
So three versus four. UConn. I only know that because Iona played them, but UConn's also in Connecticut, and I went through that already with the whole Stanford thing.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, so I kind of have to root for them the whole way through. But we also got magical run by Florida Atlantic, the number 9 seed, and San Diego State, the number 5 seed. They'll play on each other this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And on Friday, we got the women's. So we got the number 1 seeds moving on with South Carolina and Virginia Tech. They'll face um, the Iowa and the Miami, I believe. And those should be really good games. And the thing that surprised me this season was South Carolina going undefeated. So they're actually 36-0 on the season with March Madness and the regular season combined. So great things going on there. And I don't know. I predict South Carolina the way they're dominating, just like I predicted at the beginning of March Madness, or before the tournament. Uh, the people on ESPN were also predicting the same thing. I was totally agreeing with them, just seeing their record and the way they're dominating. Do you have any predictions about who you see winning the women's this year?
For the women's, well, I don't know. Initially, I thought UConn was gonna go all the way. Gino Ariema and the crew. I think he's a legendary coach, and he just couldn't get the job done. So I don't know. I think it's up for grabs now. But I at the beginning, I thought UConn was gonna win, so I was wrong on that.
I think UConn and South Carolina would have been a pretty epic
Yeah,
championship game itself.
yeah.
But I was sad to see UConn go too. It was a big upset to Ohio State there. But now I don't know. I don't feel as bad that Ohio State is now eliminated, but UConn should have still probably moved on from there and gotten further. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll get past that. Gino Auriemma is still legendary himself. And I wish the best for him. I hope he stays around a lot longer. There's just no other guy like him for the women's team at UConn the past few years. So, and with the men's, they're just again dominating. So I look forward to the future rounds, like the Elite Four and then the championship. Whoever they play, it's going to be a good matchup. We always see that with March Madness. These upsets are crazy, but UConn is just going nuts out there versus Gonzaga. Feel bad for Drew Timmy. Had a great run in March Madness, but UConn, yes, just dominated with Sunogo in the paint and Jordan Hawkins from three. Those two consistently getting it done. So look forward to those UConn games. These last two games, the rest of the way. Uh, for hockey, I just saw the Rangers and Devils just clinched last night, so this was perfect timing to come on here. You Rangers fans and all that, you probably feel good right now. I don't know much about hockey. I don't think me or Vincenzo know much about it, but I feel happy for the Rangers fans that they get to see another playoffs and have their run through it. Top 3 or 4, and all packed with the Devils. The Islanders are about to clinch maybe next game, and it's all packed there, so things could flip flop. But you're going to be in the playoffs, so you look forward to that probably. And I don't know. I'll be watching hockey as it goes through the postseason for sure, as we wind down. Sort of follows the NBA schedule, so I know when the playoffs are about to come. So I'll be watching that, and I'll update you on the show in future episodes for sure. Just moving on to the NBA now. The Nets are kind of struggling, to put it at the least, I would say. Uh, they fall behind by a lot usually in the first halves, just like they've been doing like the last few weeks. They make an effort sometimes in the second half, but it always falls short as they fail to play multiple defensive stops, get those stops, which allows them to play some decent offense, but the other team's just overmatching, and it's not really good for the Nets as they keep falling back in the standings. Now tied with the Heat for the last playoff spot, as they have the edge because they beat the Heat twice this season, and that might be key for them. And while that might be key for them, there's still 6 games left to try and retain your home court advantage. Because you have 5 of 6 of the games left for the Nets are home games, and you should be able to win most of them in order to give yourself a chance to make the playoffs without going through the play-in, as that would be preferable, obviously, because you don't want to risk yourself not making the playoffs, your team not making the playoffs. If you win one, you make the playoffs. That's how it works. If you win the second one, you still make the playoffs just as a higher seed or a lower seed. I meant to say, but that would be the 7th and 8th seed, and the 9th and 10th. Whoever loses the play-ins, 1 or 2, depending on where you're at, they're eliminated. So I kind of like that format since it's been involved. It creates more intensity in the game, and we get to see more action, more games in general, more teams making it. So only 5 teams eliminated. Usually it's pretty obvious who they will be, as they've had pretty down years, like those Hornets or the Western Conference, the Spurs, Rockets, been bad last couple of years since and their dominant years in the 2010s. So I don't know what will happen with that, but they have good futures, I would say, with their draft picks, their number 1 picks, all that stuff. And with the Knicks, really, they're still in a good position. I think they're the 5th seed now. They beat the Rockets though yesterday by 20 and pretty easily towards the end. They just dominated. Just dominated is the way to put it. And being in the 5th seed, about 2 games up on the Nets, with 6 games left, I think they're in a good position. Vincenzo, I want to get your thoughts if the Knicks can still make the actual real good playoff run and get far in the playoffs. I wouldn't go to the finals because there's the top 3 teams in there already.
Yeah, no, I don't think they got a shot at going to the finals, but I think a second round exit is definitely there for them. I think they'll make it out of the first round. As you said, they're in the 5th spot right now in the Eastern Conference. I'd like to see them climb up to the 4th. They were at the 4th spot during that hot win streak, but they got to cool down sooner or later. So,
and I would say health is really key. As Brunson's been out, I think Robinson, right? He's had his stretches of being out and being in. When he's in though, he's pretty dominant, and the whole team is pretty well rounded, I would say.
Yeah, I think Mitchell Robinson's the X factor, to be honest, on the defensive end at least. I mean, he plays around the rim. And on the defensive end, he's just one of the premier shot blockers when he's healthy. So yeah, they really need a guy like him in the playoffs. Like that's like the only shot. That's the only shot they have at the second round. I think they're definitely going to get out of the first round, but the second round, well, say if they get the 4 seed, the 1 seeds either the Celtics or Milwaukee. You're
Mhm.
going to need a guy like him to do his
Guard
part.
Antetokounmpo
Yeah,
and
guard
yeah,
Giannis. Yeah, so you're going to need him.
yeah, for sure. Agree. I totally agree with that. And yeah, if the Knicks have that Robinson, if they have the whole team together, they of course they have to be uh executing down the stretch. This last 6 games, I would say they have to build their chemistry together. They can for sure get out of that first round. But again, yeah, the whole finals thing, not this year for sure. But they're looking like a good team. I would say that, and good for the future as they have the Brunsons, the Randalls, and Robinsons. They'll have them for a while, so they'll have some years where they do well and some where may need rebuilding. It's all about the chemistry though down the stretch, the health and all that stuff. So I look forward to the Knicks in the playoffs. I mean, as the fifth seed right now, they may move up, they may move down, depending on how the teams above or below do. So, they'll clinch probably this week though, as
Mhm.
there's only 6 games remaining. For other news in the NBA, the teams that have clinched playoffs, the teams that have clinched playoff berths, the top three in the East, the Celtics, Bucks, and Cavs have all clinched. The Bucks are in first, the Celtics in second, Cavs in third. The Cavs actually clinched 2 days ago.
Mhm.
First time they clinched since LeBron era, and 2000s before LeBron era. So it's good for them. It's been a while. They have really good team chemistry again, and with Mitchell, Garland, they actually have 2 centers in the starting lineup, in Mobley and Allen, so they can do whatever they want. Really, they get multiple rebounds, like 10 or more rebounds per game combined, probably most of them easily combined, and their bench is okay, but it's really about their stars, and they can put it together any night to get you far. I see them making a real big run in the playoffs and going far. So with them, it's looking good for them. Again, it's been a while, so really happy for them, I guess. I was at a Cleveland game in I think it was I think it was 2015 or 2016, maybe 2016 when they won the championship. And it was the last game of the season, so it was really sad because I wasn't able to see all the star players. It was like a bunch of scrub players for the last game as they already clinched a few days ago. So it was kind of bad that way, but I got a pretty good view of the court and all that. I won't complain about that, but the Celtics and the Bucks again, championship contenders as they've been all season long. I think the Bucks are the ones who got off to a real struggle at the beginning, but we knew they were going to turn around sort of because they have the Antetokounmpos, the holidays. Middleton wasn't fully healthy all season, but since he's been back, they've been on a roll. They had a 16-game win streak once, snapped by the Sixers at one point, and they were just rolling, and they still are. A couple games up on the Celtics still, and they already clinched. They'll make it far. Whoever they play in the 8th seed, I'm sure they'll dominate. Uh, don't get me wrong there, because they have all the pieces to do that. All the veterans, all the Antetokounmpos himself. It takes up like 2 people, the Antetokounmpos, on defense and offense. Really can't guard him. Um, and then for the Western Conference, you got Denver and Memphis already clinching. Denver was a ton of games up on everyone else. It was just Denver and the uh, other Western Conference teams in 2 separate areas. So in 2 separate tiers because Denver was very dominant this whole year with
Yeah, with the Joker.
MVP, the Joker.
With the
There you go.
Joker.
What was he averaging? Triple double
He's
this
averaging,
season?
yeah, triple double. Has a chance of winning MVP 3 straight years.
It's crazy.
Embiid's trying to, pry his way in there. So I don't know. That'll be interesting.
Every single game you can bet on a triple double though from Jokic.
Yeah.
He won't be like every night top scorer maybe, but he does everything on the court that helps the team win and all that. I
Mhm.
think very well could win his third MVP, which would be just insane.
Mhm.
Um, I did want to hit up on you, Vincenzo, for mentioning earlier this week about the golf stuff. Do you think, or I know you think you can make the golf. Do you want to tell a little about your background in golf? Or
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, with golf, my dad's been taking me out since I was like, 8 years old. I've been playing the game my whole life. I played competitively in high school. Um, and then I went to college. I really wanted to play, just like wasn't good enough. Albany didn't really have a club team or an actual, golf team. Then I come to Iona, get a little better. Still really not there. They don't take walk-ons though. But the dream's still there. Um, for me wanting to like apply for like a minor league tour sometime in the future.
that could be cool.
Because with golf you could do it at any time really. And you could play golf till you're like 60 years old. You go at your own pace in this game. Like, I have a lot of time. So it'd just be interesting. I just love the game. Um, I'm playing today, man. It's all I think about, nowadays. It's
There you
just,
go. There you go.
it's very addictive, and but
That's cool. That's a passion of yours.
yeah, yeah,
I like it. I
yeah,
mean, we hope to see you someday on the ESPN networks or all that. Playing major golf. I look forward to it.
yeah, yeah. I know it could happen. You never
Yeah,
know.
yeah. No, I agree, but it's an interesting story. I like as I said earlier in the week to him, that I played Wii Sports growing up. It's not similar, but it's just it's just a good experience, maybe. But with that, it's a lot of cheating going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But at least you're like, you're swinging. You got a Wii remote in your hand. You're getting the feel of the swing of the actual golf swing. So that's good.
Sometimes it doesn't work. So I use a backhand technique and all that.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes works,
Okay.
but yeah, there you go for our funny segment there. With golf and all that. No, yeah, for real though. He's been a golfer his whole life. But again, I look forward to seeing him in the future. I'll let you know, or he'll update you how he's doing as he plays today himself. So we'll move on from there. But great stuff, great stuff. Mets and Yankees start this Thursday. I
Mhm.
hope you look forward to the MLB season as I am. And we got really interesting news with Volpe for the Yankees, this rookie, making it to the opening day roster. I see him performing well. He had a really good spring training. Love to see it at these young guys. Why not give him the opportunity? Um, I think he'll do well from the start. We see out of Volpe right now,
Well, what
from
I,
spring training and all that.
well, what I'm seeing is his news making the roster is really lighting up New York. New York is ecstatic about this kid. I think he's a great fielder. Um, and I think, yeah, he's just going to be a great addition to this team. Hopefully, usually when the Yankees they pull up these guys, right? They have a tough time hitting in the majors.
Yeah, do you
That's
think there's too much pressure under him?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit because I did not think to see New York like react in this way. They're like ecstatic about him. I was just scrolling through my Insta yesterday, all my Yankee friends, all my Yankee fans, like just posting about Volpe, all like the major sports sites posting about, and the New York ones. Everybody has high expectations for this kid. He seems to be really good. I hope he just does his job. I just it's very hard in New York with the New York media and the New York fans just expecting all of this from you. And, he's making the opening day roster. It's going to be interesting.
It will. It will. We'll see how he does from the start. I mean, again, great young potential and future star probably. Maybe in the next few years.
Mm.
Who even knows? So we'll see how he performs out of the gates starting Thursday. I would think he's in the starting lineup probably.
Mm.
So with the rest of the judges, the LeMahieu's, the Stains, I hope Rodon from the starting pitching rotation, their big acquisition, their number 1-2 punch in back of Cole. I hope he returns pretty soon. I know he won't pitch versus his former team as the Yankees open up the season versus the Giants on Thursday at Yankee Stadium. So hopefully Volpe will be in the lineup and all that. He'll get the experience right away. I think it's Cole versus not Rodon. Sorry, he moved, but Cole versus Webb. They're they're best pitchers on each side. Usually goes for opening day, so that shows there. I look forward to those games. The Mets start out versus the Marlins in Miami. They face Cy Young pitcher Sandy Alcantara. And Mets, it's the 4-year-old now Max Scherzer. They got the 1-2 punch of the I would say old guys for the MLB.
Yeah,
It's old.
the old heads.
Yeah, there you go. Both Cy Young contenders, though. Most years, strikeouts are high. Very efficient pitchers. Verlander, I think, will go more innings because he's a big innings pitcher. He eats up all those innings. Gives a break for the relievers. Gets all those strikeouts. Low ERA again. Last year, just insane numbers all around. Cy Young, and then MVP in his career. So it's crazy what he did with the Astros, what he's done with the Tigers, even early in his career as Scherzer and Verlander meet back up for the first time since those 2014, 2013 years in Detroit. So that should be interesting. Yadin Senga again from the Japanese league. Maybe he'll from that experience, you can bring it into the U.S. Baseball style, and he has a 1-2 punch. We'll see how he does from the start too. Be interesting with his adjustment to the actual MLB majors in the U.S. So I look forward to the Mets season too. Their bottom of the order, their catching still is not great as they sent Alvarez and Vientos, their two prospects, back down. So, it'll be sort of the same lineup as we saw last year with the Lindors, the Alonsos, obviously in the top there. The Nimmo came back, so he should be good to go. Vogelback at your DH is a little weak, but he can have some pop every now and then. It's not very consistent though. Again, Narvaez at your catcher is not going to get you far, but it's something for now as he was all-star back in 2018 with the Brewers. So I don't know if he can turn it around, but he hasn't shown it the last few seasons. Their relief pitching with Diaz out is very weakening. Robertson is going to be your closer, which he's done before, but he's not the dominant closer Diaz is by any means. I'm going to miss the trumpets myself coming out. Timmy Trumpet playing last year was incredible, just an incredible experience. Even when I went to a Mets game, we happened to see basically all the relievers pitch because I think they took out their starting pitcher in the fifth inning with a lot of pitches. He didn't give up that many runs, but it was just a lot of pitches in the fifth inning because they had long at bats and all that. So I got to see the I think it was the Ottavinos, the Diaz's, all that stuff. So basically all their best relief pitchers I saw that game. And and they did end up winning that game, I believe, and it was versus the Marlins. I forgot who we saw though. I don't remember much about that game, but that game wasn't just about. I remember the Edwin Diaz experience, my one time there this season, with the whole trumpet situation, all that. Everyone was standing up, waiting for him to come out, and then he put on a show. So,
Mhm.
gonna miss his presence this year. Uh, really, just the whole bullpen doesn't look the same without him. Um, so yeah, we're gonna move on. Uh, just just FYI for you guys. I'm just gonna give you breaking news here. Just for future episodes, I think we have a few athletes scheduled to come on, so I can quickly hit that up. I do have one of them on my breaking news list here, but I do have Silas Sunday from the men's basketball team. I'm pretty close with. He's a 7 footer. Doesn't play much. He's a bench guy. Uh, he played a little bit in the March Madness tournament when we played UConn. He got 4 points, whatever. It's honestly probably, no offense, it's probably his career high. But I, I'm close with him, so he will come on. He'll speak about his experience from. I think he's from Ireland, so he'll speak about that as he transferred over to the U.S. How's the English, all that stuff. I'll make sure to ask all questions you'd want to hear. So I look forward to that one. Me collaborating with him a little bit on the show. Maybe we'll have Vincenzo here if he wants to be here for the experience. As we can accommodate 2 guests here on this microphone, but I also have Floor from the volleyball team scheduled. She's really tall, really athletic, senior, been here for 4 or 5 years now. So it's really going to be interesting speaking with her too as she transferred to the U.S. So really great career for her. I think at Iona as they made a terrific run last year, working all their games. I saw um, them dominate pretty much versus other teams. I think it was St. Peter's, just like their women's team. I think the St. Peter's was winless the whole season, so it was not good for them. I Iona was just dominating the whole time, and I don't think they lost the set that game. They swept 3-0. So and also when they play at Bronxville, uh, I ended up filming and then the camera stopped working, so I actually was not able to work the second half. But I did see the whole game, and they came back from 2-0 deficit, and then in that third set, they had they were behind by like 6 points with like 3 to go, like 22-16 or something. They came back to win that game. So that was a huge comeback, probably biggest of the season. And I'm glad I got to see it. So with all that stuff, Iona's in good shape with their athletics. Hopefully, also with Patino gone in the basketball world here at Iona, we can adjust to Coach Tobin Anderson and, maybe bring in some players as a lot of our former best players, honestly, hit the portal. So they're on the move. Um, Vincenzo, what do you think about the acquisition of Tobin Anderson? Do you think it's a good um, like, adjustment to Patino leaving? I know you can't get much better than Patino, but what do you think about
Yeah.
Coach Anderson?
I think he's gonna be a great fit. I've heard like a lot of people talking about Patino, and they were saying, he's too big for Iona, whatever, all that. But I think Tobin, he really worked hard to become a prominent D1 basketball coach. Um, FDU took a shot on him and like a shot in the dark on him. And it did pay off. They made school history,
There you go.
all that.
Pulling off the upset.
Yeah, could have made the Sweet 16. And now he's on to bigger and better things. And now he's really trying to like advance himself in this coaching career of his. So I think he's just gonna try to show out at Iona and just give it like everything.
Do you think he can recruit anyone from FDU himself?
Yeah, I think he'll be able to recruit from some low tier D1 schools, not just FDU, but other low tier D1s. But so they signed him for how long? What was it, like six?
Uh,
Was it 3 years? Or...
yeah, something like that. Something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
they signed him for like 3 years. If he does really well, if Iona, wins a couple of games in March Madness in the NCAA, I can see him, leaving and trying to get to like a bigger D1 school and get the big bucks. But I think he's really gonna give it everything he's got for the short time that he's here, because he wants to put his name out there even more than it already is.
Follow
So
a Patino path, maybe.
we'll see. I mean, he's really passionate about what
He
he
is.
does.
He's gonna
So
have the guys playing really hard this
yeah,
season. It's gonna
mm,
be fun to watch. I would think.
yeah, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing him coaching the games. I think we'll have good passion for the game. I honestly didn't know him too well before March Madness itself.
Yeah.
Um, but really, once I saw him that game versus Purdue and all that, he
Mm.
had the team going and going, and he had no doubt that they could win that game. So
Yeah. He
it's crazy his belief.
yeah, he actually coached like in my area. He knew my JV coach,
Hmm,
and I still follow my JV basketball coach. I was in like ninth grade. I haven't seen him in years, but still follow him on Instagram, and he's been posting about him. And like I asked him, you know this guy? And he was like, yeah, yeah. We did like a camp together and whatnot. So yeah, he was actually in my area. So he's actually now a legend in my area. And,
that's cool. That's
so
cool.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I hope he does well here though. And if I don't know, would you say if FDU can pull off the upset versus Purdue, we can do other upsets ourselves?
Yeah, it's all about like the heart that he puts in the players. It's
Yeah,
just all the heart, the passion, all that combined, and you could really beat anyone on any given day. That's a beauty of single elimination basketball. Um, but the thing is, like, if we, perform again in the MAC, like, we're not gonna get, 15, 16. We'll get, 13, 14, maybe even 12. Like, because we lost 7 games this year. We could have lost like
yeah,
4. There were some games we gave away. Could have got a 12 seed, you know.
yeah.
So
Wouldn't have had UConn or all that,
so we'll
but
see. And that's yeah, wouldn't have had UConn.
yeah,
UConn.
a little unfortunate.
A lot of people are debating about giving them the 4 seed, like they should have had like a 2 or 3 seed. Like they're a much better team than a 4 seed. A lot of people
Yeah,
are
we could
debating.
have benefited from that, but
Yeah,
a little unlucky there. But
yeah,
there was still been competition. But I told in that like first half, Iona really played the a good first half for UConn.
yeah,
I did not see it lasting though, honestly. That game versus UConn, I actually saw like the way it was going. At halftime, you could tell that Iona was playing well, but they were kind of like tired and gassed a little bit. So in that second
yeah,
half, it was all UConn, and kind of saw it coming with how dominant they had been and all that. The UConn crowd was going wild and all that.
yeah.
I kind of like their chant and all that, but
Uh-huh.
um,
You could kind of see
yeah,
that in UConn style of play too, because they kind of lull them to sleep like the first half or so with a
yeah,
lot of teams, and they just blow up in the second half. They just totally run away with it, and they're a tough team to stop when you got Hawkins in every three that he shoots.
yeah.
You got
It's just
Sanogo, the
incredible.
Sanogo, like looks like he could be a linebacker in the NFL,
Yeah,
just babying everybody. So
it's incredible though.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast in there.
Mm.
There, there's really no other way to play it, and that top two duo could be the future of the NBA maybe, but for real yeah, UConn looking great there. I don't know. Uh, I like Dan Hurley as the coach, all that.
Yeah.
Maybe future years he'll be more dominant like this. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see with that. Um, for my third future guest, I did want to hit up uh is going to be Kate Major. I plan to have her mid-April to late April, just because of her busy schedule. As she has this Friday a 3-point competition, which college basketball holds every year. This year it's in Houston. There's a dunk contest involved too, but Kate Major will be part of the 3-point contest. So I look forward to seeing her perform and then having her on the show after the experience. Even asking her about how it was to play Duke, even though they got dominated by Duke. With those all the layups and stuff. It was just overmatched. Division difference, all that you saw it in there. Um, that stuff is going to be great to talk with her. She's a special ed major. We'll get more into that stuff. That show probably. Just her experience coming over from Merrimack. She's a local now. From New City, New York, I heard. So that's about less than an hour from here, maybe about 40 minutes. So really close to here. Definitely a local. And just look forward to watching her Friday. Make sure to tune into ESPN2 to watch that. It's Friday night, and you'll see her there with a couple of top college basketball players, the 3-point shooters, the dunk contest stuff. It usually turns into a great day of hoops and all that. So I look forward to seeing her. The quote of the day is she's going to be a major problem. So I would put it at that. She's a great 3-point shooter herself, or she has to be in order to make this competition. But she is really great from experience herself, carrying this Iona team this year, coming over from Merrimack, providing the veteran help with MVP of the MAC, Juana Camillion, just putting on a great season herself, and Ketsia Diaz, the other senior. Actually, they're all seniors. I think Kate Major's in her 5th year, just because of grad and all that. But she's in her 5th year of basketball now in the college world, and Ketsia Diaz, Juana Camillion, we wish the best to them after a great season, all three of them and the whole squad and back of them put together. So definitely a great future for them. Great future for Coach Chambers, uh, coach of the MAC. Again, the men's coach of the MAC was Patino. So Iona's dominating in that in the basketball world for the MAC itself. So on both sides. So it was a really successful season for both franchises, and we look forward to what they can do in the next coming years. I would say, um, really just non-sports related. I had accepted student stay here at Iona. We saw a lot of new faces, maybe future athletes itself, if we're referring to that. But as a student on a panel, it was interesting to see everyone give a speech. I was a little nervous myself. I always say these podcasts I'm doing with Vincenzo and myself, they really build up my confidence using my voice and uh, really relieve a little pressure on me. So it's been really good. And I really appreciate your guys' support with this podcast show as we are now on our 8th episode, about soon to close out, and going on to our 9th next week. So really appreciate uh, your really support throughout this whole journey, whole 8 shows itself. I'll probably continue next semester, so you'll see me a lot more. It will be a different schedule and all that. So I'll be here and talking probably more about sports, maybe more involved in other Iona news or other news in the world. Um, but sort of the same, sticking to this stuff. Um, uh, for other news, then, got to meet up with a few friends from the mission trip this past week, building some boards with pictures that we took on the trip. I was going to show you a picture today, but it's not relevant right now as my camera roll is too busy right now. But I can show you in future weeks a little about that, or get a photo itself of the board just to show you what it's like. I got to work with the pep band here at Iona. I am actually finishing up a 2 month project that I was working on. It's taken about 2 months working hard every day at it. I kind of got B-roll, which is just like footage, video footage of band practice. Basically over transitions between when the person is talking. So I got two band members to a lot of footage for about 5 minutes each of them. One was is a Starbucks worker here. She's from I think from Atlantic City. If I'm wrong about that, she'll let me know. But it was pretty interesting. She was from Atlantic City. She said the boardwalk was overrated, but still nice to go to. So
I don't
that's what
agree
I
with
feel out of
that.
that. You like Atlantic City?
Yeah, I don't agree with a boardwalk being overrated. I think she's just saying that, because she grew up there and was born there, and is just so used to it.
What about the
The
whole
boardwalk's
city?
the best time,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. The boardwalk is.
During the summer, it's oh my god, nothing beats that.
But what about the whole city itself? Um,
I I love Atlantic City.
yeah.
I love the boardwalk. I love all the hotels on the boardwalk. I love everything it has to offer. It has a bunch of sports convention centers. It has some of the best casinos in the world. I know I can't gamble yet, but I'm just I might have looked around one or two times, but no, everything about AC. I like someone saying AC is overrated. That's disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
I
I love Atlantic City. It's got the best, some of the best hotels. You got the Tropicana. They just put a new one down there. They have stand up comedy. They have concerts there all the time. They have like top performers that go there. They have like true like comedy legends that go there. Some big names.
hmm
They always have something going on in the summer. Um, I think it's a perfect place to take your family.
Yeah, I would recommend for any of your families, just with friends or whatever, go check it out one day.
Mm.
It's pretty cool down there, Jersey Shore and everything down there. The boardwalk, really cool stuff. Really interesting city itself. A lot of gambling going on and stuff. Um, the hotels are really nice. All that stuff. Really built up city though, and you know, it's kind of a small version of New York a little bit, but really different style and all that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool down there, honestly. I would recommend it and go down there if you can. For sure. And I I did want to speak a little more on the Joey, who was actually the other guy I interviewed, put a documentary about. He creates his own music and stuff here on campus. He's a freshman in Rice Hall. I don't think you need to know much about that, but he creates his own music. It's like a little rap, little beat to it and stuff. So I got footage of that, and a little bit about his career in the background leading up to this point, how he's at Iona now, his experience to Atlantic City, all that stuff. Same thing with the other person, Megan, I interviewed. We really became pretty good friends after doing this documentary. So it was really good. And she's actually graduating in 24 after she's a freshman this year. She's graduating next year. So she's a little ahead of her schedule. She was a tryhard in high school, all that stuff. She actually told me that directly. But with those two, it was nice to work with them for these past 2 months and all that, and look forward to showing them actually later today our final product. So, and I'll get their approval first. But if you want to see the video, you can contact me or anything. I'll give my information away right at the end of the show, my email and Instagram account, whatever. Um, so yeah, with that stuff, it was really interesting to work with them, all that stuff. Um, and then yes, I'll send it when I get it approved. Lastly, congrats to CM Lauren. She got accepted. Our friend Lauren to Boston College. Really underrated their move, and we'll totally miss her and all that because we've got to experience really a lot with her, and she kind of led the trip as a student leader for us. So We want to thank her for that.
Yeah, she was like the mother of the trip.
There you go. Along with Leonore. But we'll know she'll do great things and all that. We don't have to even speak about that because that's a given right now. She'll do great things there. We'll try and go visit her. Maybe me and Vincenzo and the rest of the crew will take a car ride up there once. As it's only 3 hours away from here.
And my Fiat.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I hope I get to experience that. But lastly, Caitlin Clark of Iowa for the women's basketball team. I did want to hit that up because that was probably the best performance ever in women's basketball history. She had a 41-point triple double for the women's. Got to be the best performance by women's in March Madness or in general in history. So we witnessed history there. 10 rebounds, 12 assists, 41 points. Just insane numbers. And it was for the lead 8, which carried the team to a 14-point victory, 97 points, all that. So she didn't have more than half of the points, but 41-point triple-double is mad impressive and really something you can't draw up any night. So really, you can go out there and try, but 41-point triple-double is really hard, even for the women's basketball league and all that. So definitely one of the greatest performances ever, if not the greatest, in college basketball history. So again, make sure to follow us on Instagram. I go by Ethan _Moskowitz24. So make sure to follow my Instagram. You can follow emoskowitzct1@yahoo.com for more information there too, if you want to contact me directly. We go through Gales Radio here, so through YouTube you'll see us through that every Tuesday morning at 9, and we look forward to working more with you on that stuff as we go by these last few weeks of the semester, actually. So this will wrap up our 8th episode. So I'm going to wrap it up there for this week, as we did hit a lot up. We actually made pretty good timing today, but I did want to wrap it up there so we don't get further into anything else. I'm going to save more for next week as MLB season starts, NBA gets closer to finishing the season, hockey, same thing as they follow an NBA schedule, and we get more into that stuff. Not much with Iona Sports, just local softball games and, the lacrosse games. Not much there, though. So, yeah, again, we're going to wrap it up there. This was our 8th episode already, so we'll kick off our 9th next Tuesday at 9 a.m. We'll see who we have there as our guest. We always welcome Vincenzo back, as he was a great guest again today. I think this was your 3rd time on?
Yep.
And it's been great to work with you, honestly. Great insight and all that. Great talks and all that stuff. Today's topics, we'd love to hear from you. All your comments are welcomed, and we'd like to sort of build off that, what we can improve on maybe in the future, what you want to see in the future. Again, welcoming to any comments, any regards to what we should do in the future, all that. What you liked about our episode too, what you like about our episodes in general. We'd love to hear all your feedback. So you're all welcome to comment and all that. We want you to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to this Gales Radio YouTube channel, as you'll see more of our content every week. And we hope you have a great day. We love all your support, and we'll see you all next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Thank you.
All right, see y'all.
All right.